Introducing Full Out with Brittany Ross.
Welcome to Full Out Pod with a very special guest, my sister, Chelsea McKinney. Back in the day, Chelsea Ross.
Yep.
And I asked her to bring some memorabilia from cheer days, and she just showed up in a full-blown, all of her stuff. She's like, okay, I'll put it on. I'll wear it. I got it.
I mean, how many times do you get an opportunity to wear all of your old cheerleading stuff?
I mean, unfortunately,
You more
I've
than me.
had quite a few for auditions, but you not. I feel like this is so funny. It's so funny to see you in all this stuff because it brings back so much memories.
Feels like 20 years ago.
Yeah. Oh my God. It wasn't exactly 20 years ago. It was like less than 20 years.
I mean, it was kind of 20 years
like,
ago.
okay, like 20 years.
Definitely 20 years ago.
I can't believe you still have all this. So Chelsea is a year younger than me. And she like made it her life's mission from the time we were born to do everything I did, but do it better than me. So I grew up living in the shadow of my little sister. I was known in cheerleading as Chelsea Ross's big sister, like most of my life. Yes, I was.
I don't remember that. You say that, but
Because people didn't come up to you. People would come up to me and be like, oh, you're Chelsea Ross's sister? Oh, you're Chelsea Ross's sister? She was like, if there was Instagram and TikTok back then, Chelsea would be like one of the top influencers on social media for cheerleading. You'd be a cheerleader. She was a cheerlebrity.
Probably still be in cheerleading if that's a thing.
Which most of our friends from our team are still in cheerleading. But basically, I was in gymnastics. Chelsea, well, it started younger than that. Chelsea potty trained herself because I was doing it. So she was like the youngest baby to ever be potty trained. She's only 15 months younger than me. I lost my first tooth. The next day, Chelsea tied the blinds around her tooth.
I did not.
Yes, you
You are
did.
making this up.
You did. You tied a blind around your tooth and you ran and you got your tooth pulled out.
I did not.
Yes, she did. She did.
Well, I've blocked that memory at least.
Well, you did. I didn't because I remember being like, are you kidding me? She lost her tooth the day after me. I didn't lose my first tooth till 4th grade, which is really old.
Oh my gosh. Well, that's why.
And yeah, we were like, we got to get these things out. Maybe you were like, I'm in 3rd grade. I need my teeth out.
Brittany had to get like 9 teeth pulled when she was a freshman in high school because her baby teeth never fell out.
I did have to get 9 teeth pulled, and I had braces at the time, so I had just a wire that went from like here to here with no teeth behind it. Yeah, and they were like, we want to do it half and half. We only want to pull half of them at once and half at the other time because you're really little and we're worried you're not going to be able to eat. And I was like, do it all. Just do it all at once. So it was like so extreme. I was like, I'm not doing this in 2. So anyways, Chelsea once I had my first fire drill in kindergarten.
Oh no.
And I came
Not
home.
a good story.
And I was like, we had a fire drill. It was like awesome. And Chelsea told my mom, she was in preschool, she's like, we had a fire drill too. But ours was real and a kid died. Which was not true. She just was trying to one up me my entire life. So
yeah. I mean,
and then
that was a bad one.
Yeah, but you were like 4, so it's fine. She said I remember you said that he ran back in to get his snack because you had brought the snack that day and it was really good and he really wanted his snack. So he ran back in and he died.
It's terrible.
But then I joined gymnastics. We joined gymnastics and like I moved up a level. I got all the skills to move up a level. Chelsea still needed like 8 skills to be able to move up a level. The next day, she got all 8 skills that she needed to move up a level. And she was like back on my team. And
Just
then
like the story of our lives, Brittany always trying to get away from me and I always find her.
And then I quit gymnastics and went to cheerleading. And then you were like, I'm going to do that too.
I just missed you.
I know. It's really sweet. And then
Except for you hated it.
I did hate it, kind of. I kind of did and I kind of didn't because I liked having you at practice. And I liked, you definitely like made me get better because we were always on the best team, but she was the best one on the best team. And I feel like she like pushed me. I remember every time at practice, I'd be like, do you think I can do this? Do you think I can do this? I don't know if I can do this. Do you think I can do this? Kind of like I'm doing with this podcast, guys, to you guys. I'm still doing that to you guys. I'm like, do you think I can do this? I don't know. Can I do this? And Chelsea just has like no fear, just like reckless abandon, just goes for it.
Chelsea, do you
Send
have
it.
a podcast?
Do I have a podcast?
Yeah.
No.
She is tomorrow.
Oh my God.
What should my podcast be about?
They're gonna be like, we like the girl with the bow. We're gonna follow her podcast.
I will say we had a split though. Like once Brittany finished school in Hawaii, we were cheering together and she graduated.
Oh, she also went to
and
the
then
same college as me.
I did.
This is
I
all our
followed-
college gear.
She went to Hawaii. How could I not?
Guys, I was
follow
on
her
a
there?
college cheer. I'm a year older than her. I was a freshman. I went to University of Houston for a semester. Chelsea was 16. She was a junior in high school, and she got herself on my college cheerleading team as a junior in high
I was
school.
a senior. That was
Oh,
the
you were a
rule.
senior. You were
Yeah.
a senior, and they were like, "She's so good. We also want her on the team, and we're gonna like put her in one band class that she never has to go to, and
Oh,
just
yeah,
say she's
that's
enrolled
great.
here." And she was on my team all of a sudden again.
I remember having a meeting with the counselor and they were like, what class are you taking? And I was like, marching band. They're like, what instrument do you play? And I just looked at my mom and I was like, I'm a cheerleader. And they were like, oh, okay, we got it.
Yeah, we were all enrolled in band at that
That
school.
was the last year you could do it though, because the alumni got so mad that none of the
Oh,
cheerleaders
really?
actually went to the school. So they were like, no more.
I actually went to the school for one semester with one other girl on our team, and we lived in the dorms, and we were the only two cheerleaders on our whole team who went to the school. Everyone else was just enrolled in band, and we were like, what are we doing here? And it was also like in a really dangerous area of town in Houston, and they were like, I remember our first meeting in the dorms, they're like, okay, make sure your doors are locked, but like people's doors have been broken down and you will get raped in your room.
Oh my God.
You will get raped in the parking lot. You will get raped in the shower. And we were like, what are we doing here? And so then I went to Hawaii in the middle of the year. I transferred schools. I got like recruited kind of like to go to Hawaii. And I was like, okay, I'm going to go. And then Chelsea came to Hawaii the next semester.
I mean, to be fair, we got full ride scholarships to a school in Hawaii. Like, how could you turn that down?
yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but then Brittany graduated and she moved to LA and I moved to Austin to finish school. And that's kind of
Because
where
she
our
decided
paths-
to leave Hawaii when I left. We left at the same time.
we did leave at
I was
the
like,
same
I'm
time.
done with school. And Chelsea's like, and I'm done with Hawaii too. And she left Hawaii. So.
I did. But then Brittany pursued acting, which is like probably because it's the one thing she knew that I would never do.
Yeah, that's true. Chelsea hates acting and
For
improv
myself,
games.
it's good for other people, but
She hates
not my
any
thing.
like game that you play with your family that like Pictionary or category. She'll be like, she's not that good at it, which is hard
Not.
for her. And she'll be like, I'm not playing your stupid improv games, Brittany. I'm like, this is not an improv game. This is
no,
like
you
a game you buy
definitely
at the
wouldn't make
store.
up other games that you probably learned in acting class or something.
Anyways, Chelsea can't lose. It's really hard for her to lose.
It's just really fun to win.
It is really fun to win. Yeah. I know. It's really fun to win. But you were like obsessed with it in college and stuff.
Maybe.
Like I remember I would call Chelsea when I was in Hawaii. She was still in Texas and she was on a competitive cheerleading team. And she'd be at like a big competition. And I'd be like, hey, how'd you guys do? And she's like, well, my team sucks. I did really good. And my mom would be like, Chelsea, they're standing right here. And she's like, I don't care. They need to know they suck. They dropped all their stunts. I
did.
hit everything.
That was so
And I was like,
embarrassing.
oh my God. She's like so intense. She says, we had a
I
trip.
just really like being good at things. And when people aren't at my level, it bothers me if we're supposed to be on the same team.
Yeah, that's the hard thing about being on a team.
Yeah.
I know. We had a trampoline at our house growing up, and I would go out there for a little bit. Chelsea would be out there for like hours. She basically went to practice and then lived on the trampoline at home, just practicing more.
It was
Yeah.
fun.
And then when she moved to Austin after Hawaii, and you kind of like weren't going to cheer, and you stopped cheering, right?
Yeah, I mean, I went to I coached some cheerleading, but I didn't like it at all. And there was there's no cheerleading post college. So I did try and cheer for University of Texas. That was my plan because I've never not made a cheerleading team. So I was like, oh, I'll move to Texas. I'll join the cheerleading team and I'll make so many friends. And then they were like, nope, you're too old.
Oh my God.
We don't want you. They said if you do make the team, we want you to teach the boys how to partner stunt because they were not very good at it. But if you don't, it's a numbers game, and we just need freshmen, and you're too old. And
Well,
I didn't
because
make the
University
team.
of Texas is like a football cheerleading school. It's not like a competitive cheerleading
Right.
school the way that we were. There's
a
different
big
kinds of cheerleading
difference.
schools. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're all about like football games, which
Like this
wasn't
one
our
girl
vibe.
made the team because she started her own nonprofit in high school, and she just looked good on paper, but she had absolutely no cheerleading skills. But she was a freshman, and she sounded good to the university, so she made the team.
We moved to Chicago in high school, and we left from our Texas team to our Chicago team. And my mom sent tapes of us cheerleading to the school before she even told us that we were moving. We didn't even know we were moving. Well, I didn't. Maybe you did. But I was more
probably knew
dramatic.
before you.
Yeah, they told me things later because I was more dramatic. But she sent tapes, and we made the team, and they were like, we got there, and everyone was like, "Oh, you're the Texas cheerleader girls," and we're like, "What?" They'd all seen. They're like, "We've seen your videos," and we're like, "What?" And our mom secretly sent tapes of us, and then
I hope she sent the one where I got my foot stuck in some lady's purse.
I know. I was trying to find that. We are going to watch some cheer fail videos. We should watch them.
Oh my gosh.
But Chelsea has this really good one where we were competing, and she did her tumbling pass and flipped and landed in the stands in the bleachers. She flipped off the mat. She did a full
I
and
just
landed
ran way
in the
too
mat.
far.
And she hits the bleachers, and then she comes back into the routine, but she has some lady's purse wrapped around her ankle. And she's shaking it off and smiling, and she finishes the routine. She did everything perfectly good. After that, that's who she is. Tell everyone what you do now.
Well, I coach CrossFit and manage a CrossFit gym, but I teach adult gymnastics and calisthenics and hand balancing and stuff like that. So still kind of, I would love to partner stunt again. But, when I first moved to LA, I was so excited to go to the Acro Green in Santa Monica. And I was I'm going to stunt with
What
these
is that?
cheerleaders. You know, the green, right by the pier where on Sunday afternoons, it's a big thing. All the acro people go to the green.
Okay.
And there's
Acro people are Cirque du
acro
Soleil
yoga,
people,
Cirque du
too.
Soleil, yeah, hand balancers. But there's cheerleaders, and I was I'm going to stunt with them. And this was 10 years ago, so I was already old for cheerleading. And I remember I
for a
had my
cheerleading girl.
yeah, I had my
Not for a guy.
exactly. I had my cheer shoes on and everything, and I was I'm gonna be brave. I was by myself. I was I'm gonna go ask if I can stunt with them. And so I went over and I asked, and they were oh, okay, and definitely blew me off. And then I just stood there for 15 minutes waiting for them to acknowledge me, and they never did. And so I just
Aw.
hugged my head and walked away.
Oh my gosh.
And that was the end of my
Cheerleading
partner
story.
stunt career.
She was really good. Crazy. And now your son is doing gymnastics, so.
Yes. It's funny though, because I have a 6-year-old and a 2-year-old, and my 6-year-old, he goes to gymnastics and he loves it when he's there, but getting him there is pulling teeth. Why do I have to go? Why do you make me do this? And I'm you'll thank me one day. We'll see about that. But the little one,
She's so competitive. She's like an evil villain. Like, you'll thank me one day. We'll see about that. Like, she's so intense. She's so intense.
I think that one day when he's like has all of these skills, he's gonna like think it's really cool. I don't know. The little one though is insane. Like he's definitely gonna be the me to the Brittany in this situation. Because the other day I've been working on one arm handstand for a few years. I decided to set that as a goal. Not really knowing what it took. I was like, oh, in 3 weeks, I'm going to get a one arm handstand. No, it's
because
like a
you
lifetime.
need to be able to do something with your body
I just
after
like
you grew
having
up
new
being
goals.
in a gym. Yeah.
You know, I'm like, I need a goal to focus on. Also helps me teach people and stay motivated. Anyways, so we're on the patio and the 2-year-old is out there with me and I'm like warming up. And all of a sudden I look over, he has his hands on my handstand blocks, puts his feet up on the bench and looks at me and lifts one arm up. And I'm like, are you kidding me?
He's like, can do
He's
it
like
already.
doing one arm handstands.
He's
and, like,
going to be the
rolls
you
and-
to you, not to your other son. He's going to just start
I
getting
hope so.
everything that you want to be able to
Part
do.
of me is like, I got to keep up my skills so that I can do it with the boys one day.
Oh my gosh, I do not feel like that. I'm like total opposite of that. And I'm like, I don't want to do it. I don't want her to do it. I'm just like, I don't want. But,
Like, when are you going to learn your standing back so we can do it together?
oh my gosh, that's so funny. I got a mental block in high school, and I like wasn't able to do a backflip. And we were on a team at in our high school, and nobody on our team could do a backflip except for me and Chelsea, our high school, like our actual high school team, our like competitive team. We also started this competitive team, this gym called Ice Athletics. We were like the first people to go there, and now it's on that Cheer documentary.
Yeah.
But
only
our coach
because
from
two
there,
of the people from there are like in prison for.
yeah, our coach from there went to jail, and like he used to be like, he like would take us out to dinner after practice and stuff, and I'd be like, this is creepy, Mom. Like, he's creepy. And she's like, he just believes in you guys. He thinks you're really good. I'm like, well, he's like mad at me because I have a boyfriend and like screaming at me at practice because I have a boyfriend. And she's like, he just thinks you're so good at cheerleading and you have a future. And I'm like, Mom. And then he'd be like, drink wine with me in my office after practice. I was like,
Oh my
no,
gosh.
thanks.
He never did
And
that
then,
to me.
you know, like 4 years later, he's in jail.
Yeah.
But anyways, that gym now is like a big
Yeah.
thing, but we were the first ones to go there. And
Yeah. Cheerleading in Chicago was very different than Texas. Texas is like hardcore, like very skilled, and not so much in Chicago. So you had to find the right place to go, and like people would come from everywhere to go
yeah.
be on our team.
Yeah.
But the high school one, Brittany, they kicked Brittany off the team because she wouldn't throw her standing back. She got
When
a mental
nobody
block.
else could do
No one
it.
else could do even a back handspring, or it was
Yeah, and
crazy.
the coach
like
kicked
skills
me off.
that like 5-year-olds would learn. They couldn't do it, and
But they're nice because some of them are still my friends.
they are very nice. I did love
So
the
don't
people.
talk.
I did love the
Turn it
people
around.
in Chicago, except for when Brittany was like, "You can't be friends with my friends."
Well, yeah. Guys, you can't be friends with her.
But they kicked her off, and then they like
And then Chelsea,
called a meeting about Brittany being off the team or something like that, and like write your name down if you still want to be on the team. And I didn't write my name down, and everybody was like, it was crazy.
and then so she quit the team because I got kicked off at the team, which was so nice. And then she would just like make me go on the trampoline with her and work on getting over my mental block, which was so nice. She
Yeah.
would like spot me on it and stuff. So it was good in the end for
Poor
me.
Brittany, though, every time she would get her skills back, she would like break something. She would like, she broke both of her wrists. She like, you're not supposed to put your hands down behind you if you fall from tumbling or stunting or whatever. And she put her hands back and broke both of her wrists, right? It was both of them.
Yeah.
And then
Now, yesterday, I fall sometimes when I'm jogging now. And I feel like I fell yesterday, which I haven't fallen in a long time. But when I fall, if anybody has this on their Ring doorbell camera or something, it's me. Like, I dive for the grass, even if it's so far away from me. And I screamed. I was like, no. And I landed on the ground and I was like, fuck, no. And this lady was like, are you okay? And I was like, yes, but I'm just like so mad at myself that I fell. Like there's something, I don't know. Anyway.
At least you didn't put your hands down.
Yeah, I know. I learned my lesson. One time, Chelsea, so I broke my ankle. Nobody believed me that my ankle was broken.
Yeah, she got her full, like it's backflip with a full twist. She got it finally because she was nervous about it. And then she did it and then she broke her ankle.
I broke my ankle and then everybody's like, it's not really broken. She's not our star player like Chelsea. And then 2 days later, and I was limping, just going around with a limp. Never went to the doctor. Nobody took me to the doctor. I think I drove home, like an hour home with us. 2 days later, we're at practice. Chelsea falls, breaks her ankle. Well, everybody's like, it's broken. And like the whole team probably took her to the emergency room. Everybody just like caravanned her over to the emergency room. And then she's like got this like air cast on and whatever. And I'm still limping. And Chelsea has a doctor's appointment with like an orthopedic, like probably like the best one in the town because it's Chelsea. And we have to make sure Chelsea's okay. And my mom was like, do you want to go too, Brittany, and just get your ankle checked out? And I was like, okay, because I wanted to miss this test that I had in class. So I said, okay, I would go. So we get there. Chelsea walks in on crutches. You were on crutches. She goes in on crutches. I limp in. The guy looks at Chelsea's ankle and he's like, your ankle's not broken. It's just sprained. You don't need these crutches. Like, and you're fine. He looks at my ankle and he's like, okay, your ankle is broken and you need a cast on your ankle. And I was like, no, I'm not getting a cast on my ankle. I was like, it doesn't fit. I can't pull my jeans over it. I won't be able to wear it home. I was like, I'm not doing it. And we waited like an hour. Finally, my mom had to change pants with me because her pants would fit over my cast. And like they were like threatening me if I didn't get this cast. And we go back to school and I was like, I'm so embarrassed because we literally left school. Chelsea was on crutches the day before at school. And then we went back to school and I was on crutches. And everybody's like, what just happened? Like, so that's how it always worked out for me. You were totally fine. You were totally fine and my ankle was broken.
Yeah.
I'm going to ask you some questions.
Okay.
Well, your cheer memorabilia stuff, you wore it, which is so nice of you. It was, she goes above and beyond what's asked of her. This is, I don't know if we can see that, but that says Hawaii Pacific University. It was our warm-up jacket. That was one of our cheerleading bows. And I brought mine out too. These are,
I think we have the same ones, right?
Are not some of our national championship cheerleading.
These are officially stuck on my finger. I don't know if this finger is like going numb.
Well, we got these rings for winning nationals. When I moved to LA, I needed cash and I tried to pawn them.
They were like nothing.
I took them to the pawn shop and he was like, these are not real. And I was like, are you kidding me? I was like, I devoted my life to fake cheerleading rings.
Oh my gosh.
So just, if you didn't know that yet, they're not real.
I mean, I kind of figured, but I love that you
not.
tried to
I thought for sure they were like real diamonds and like.
I mean, it was like I think I had to pay for one and it was like $450, which is definitely not real diamonds.
Yeah, but I didn't know that back then. They also made us pay for it. I don't know. I was like, give me money. I think I just got in a car accident for like a second car accident and my insurance went up and I was like, crap, I need to sell my cheerleading rings. You must have
just moved here then because Brittany's had way more car accidents than that.
Everybody's like, so I have a Tesla and I'm like very, anti-Tesla now, but I'm like, if I get a regular car again, I'm going to start crashing into things so much more often. I'm like, I need a car that will drive for me. I'm like, I cannot go back to driving for myself. I'm going to have to sell my real rings if I have to get rid of my Tesla. Yeah, so we have that. Good job bringing your memorabilia.
Thank you.
Wearing it. Okay, so what is your worst breakdown you had in cheerleading? Like your the biggest like meltdown breakdown you had?
Oh man, I feel like okay. So when I moved to Texas, and I was like, "Oh, I'm going to cheer for this team, whatever." Like nothing went my way at all. And I remember I was volunteering at Dell Children's Hospital because I needed volunteer hours to get into nursing school that they didn't tell me about. And that's when I found out that I didn't make the cheerleading team, and I had like the biggest breakdown. And part of me was like devastated that I didn't make this cheerleading team, and the other part of me was like, you are the most ridiculous person alive. Like there are people with sick children here and you're crying over a stupid cheerleading team. I had to leave. I was like, you can't be
Where
here
were you when
anymore.
where in the hospital were
Like
you?
pushing a coffee cart around the hospital.
Just crying?
Yeah. I left. So I went and put the coffee cart back and I left.
Oh, that's so
It
sad.
was sad.
Yeah, that was so crazy that you didn't make that team. Okay, well, that's not a great place to have a breakdown, but
No.
I get it. Okay, what was your best moment in cheerleading? Like your highlight, your Hall of Fame moment?
I don't know. I feel like we had so many good moments.
You do?
Um,
I don't know.
I mean,
She-
winning nationals for college twice was pretty cool. I got to be on a team that went to the first ever cheerleading worlds. That was pretty cool.
That's cool, yeah.
Um,
We would win nationals if you go to Daytona and you win nationals and then you immediately get blackout drunk, like right after you get off of the mat, like immediately. And then we had to fly home to Hawaii the next morning. So we'd have to get on a bus at like 4 a.m. to go back to the airport. And one year I was so drunk that I woke up on the plane. And I had no idea how I got on the plane. And I was like, oh my God, how did I get here? And my friends were like, don't worry, we packed all your stuff. And I was like, what? And like, you were being pretty sassy at TSA to people. And I was like, oh my God. So, yeah.
those are your memories.
Chelsea would go, you've been like drunk at practice and stuff.
Oh, that was the worst. But that was like, we would go to TGI Fridays the night before, and they would
TGI Fridays. I wasn't making it up.
They would pour the strongest drinks, and I was definitely 17 years old still. And
She did go to college at 17 because her birthday's like in September. So yeah, you were really young.
I was really young, but they would give us drinks anyways. And we went to practice the next day, and we had to do our routine full out so many times. And after every time, I would go to the bathroom and throw up. And for some reason, nobody else was hungover that day. But then the next week, everybody else was hungover, and we didn't have to do anything. And I was like the only sober person there. So
We had
timing.
mopeds in college in Hawaii, and we would drive our mopeds to practice. And I remember we were driving back, and our coach was like right behind us. And Chelsea had to like pull over and like throw up on the side of the road. And we all just like blocked her with our mopeds to be like, nothing to see here. keep it moving. But the things we could do when we were like so hungover, I
mean,
can't
I guess
even.
when you're young, you
I
can
can't
still
even
do that.
tie my shoes now if I have like one drink or
Oh
two
my
drinks the
gosh.
night before. And like we were doing like insane things.
Insane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So also we'd be like dating people who were on our teams, and then they would have to like, they'd be responsible for catching us after we like broke up with them or something. And you're always like, oh my God, who's gonna like
I think
revenge
that's one
drop
of the main
us?
reasons that I left Hawaii
Really?
was boy drama.
Oh, I
Yeah.
didn't know this.
Mm-hmm.
What boy drama?
Well,
this is news to me.
You don't remember this? I dated one person, and we went out to Hawaii together, and then I decided I didn't want to date him
Yes.
anymore, and he had a really hard time with that. And then I ended up dating somebody else, and then they became roommates, which was not ideal.
They were roommates already.
Were they?
Yeah.
I don't remember.
They were roommates. You dated somebody and then broke up with him and started dating his roommate, but everybody was on a team together.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I do
Yeah.
remember that. I didn't know that's why you left.
I mean, one of the reasons.
Oh.
Yeah.
And the other reason was me. not being there anymore. Chelsea was really sick of me, though. We did live together, and she started hiding some boy drama from me. And I decided to read her text messages at night when she was asleep so I could figure out everything that was happening with her. And I was like, how dare she not tell me everything that's happening in her life? I tell her everything. So I read all her text messages. And then I was like, are you sure there's something you don't want to tell me that you haven't told me? Are you sure? I'm going to give you one more chance to tell me this thing that you haven't told me. And then she didn't talk to me for like a month. And I remember my mom would be calling us and she's like, you're sisters, you need to get along and all this stuff. And I was like, she's lying to me. And Chelsea's like, she's invading my privacy. and then we stopped living together.
Yeah.
Chelsea decided to move out. And I was like, why are you moving out? And you're like, because you are so intense.
Yeah.
I was kind of intense.
You were intense.
So, anyways, you got away from me. But now
then
you're back. Then she moved back to LA and she lives 4 minutes away from me. So,
hey, you
tried
moved
it.
closer to me in LA last time.
Okay. Fair. But yes, that's fair. Okay. The next thing. What's your worst moment in cheerleading? Mine is that coffee cart thing.
I mean, it's probably tied to that also. Like, after realizing that nothing was going my way in Texas, I tried to go back to Hawaii and they wouldn't take me back.
You did?
I did. Yeah.
I did not.
Also,
yeah.
One of the main things that started this whole spiral was they moved me to the small co-ed team.
Oh, yeah. The small co-ed is only like...
and I was like, the
small co-ed is less guys on the team, and we were always on the large co-ed team that had like
partner stunt instead
we
of
only
group
had
stunt.
6 girls on our team and 8 girls on our team and 12 guys on our team. So
think
there
it
were
was,
always
like,
more
6 and
guys on our
14,
team than girls.
Anyways, they were like, we're going to test it out for camp, and if you don't like it, then like you can move back. And I remember being at camp going in to talk to the coach and the assistant coach, and I was like, I don't like it, move me back. And they were like, no. And I was like, F you, I'm leaving.
Because she was really good and they just like put her where they like needed her to be. That sucks.
I thought, so that comes down to a lot of things though, because I was like, always had this complex. I was 5'2" and 105 pounds, and I was the biggest one on the team. And I was like, they're moving me down because I'm too big. Like,
yeah,
you know, it just gives you this like horrible
everyone else
complex.
is like 4'9". Chelsea, when she grew to 5'2", she walked downstairs one day. We were in high school, and all of our family was over for some reason. And I don't think you knew. And you were coming down the stairs, and you were like, "I am so freaking tall. I'm so freaking tall." And we're like, "You're only 5'2", but it was tall for cheerleading. I mean, I was 5'1", and I definitely was not. I was on like the taller side of the team.
I remember there was this girl. I don't want to say her full name, but her last name started with Mac, and she weighed like 115 pounds, and she was on the large co-ed team, and they called her Mac Truck.
I mean, she's gonna know who she is.
I mean, I guess
that was like the worst way to hide her name. I'm like, what?
Well, I don't have to say her first name. But it was so mean. But the guys were all overweight.
Oh, yeah. The guys were all on steroids and would have like roid rage meltdowns at practice. And one guy, we had this guy on our team. I don't want to say his name, but his last name is Baker.
Well, there were 2 of them, so
they were brothers, but they were like pretty like nuts, man. And I'd walked into the girls' bathroom one day at practice, and he was scooping protein powder into his mouth and then washing it down with like sink water and just like swallowing it. And I was like, what are you doing? And then I'd see him just at school. I'd just see him like wandering the halls. And I'm like, what are you doing? He's like, yeah. And I'm like, oh my God.
I think he's a doctor now.
He's a doctor of like metaphysical science or something. We looked it up. Me and one of our other friends from our team were like looked it up, and I was like, no way. He's like he's a doctor.
Gotcha.
Yeah, crazy. But most of the people that we know are still in cheerleading in some way, shape, or form. Like they coach a team, they own a gym.
Yeah, maybe like half of them.
A lot of them design cheerleading shirts
Yeah, that was a big thing. Just start a t-shirt company.
and design cheerleading shirts. But yeah, it was, yeah.
Nobody
some
prepared
interesting
us
people
for
on our
like
team.
what you do after cheerleading. I feel like if I were to still be in it, I would be more of like education for not only like how to take care of yourself while you're in it, like what does proper nutrition look like, what does exercise look like have a healthy balance of that, but then also like move people towards like what is your plan for after this, because you just like stop and then you either start a t-shirt company and coach 5-year-olds the rest of your life, or you're like thrown into the real world where like nobody cares about cheerleading.
Yeah, I know. It's true. Nobody cares.
Yeah.
Yeah. Until the Cheer Netflix documentary came out and everybody's like, oh, I watched that. I think I understand your personality a little bit more now.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, because you can't ever like be hurt or sick or anything. So yeah. Okay, cool. The other question I want to know is, who was your nemesis in cheerleading?
Besides you.
Yeah, I mean, do you think I was your nemesis?
No, I don't think so.
We would get in fights sometime. I was thinking about this the other day, where we would like tackle each other and like on the mat. Chelsea was always way stronger than me, and she would just like pummel me and like beat me up. And she knocked my teeth out when we were little.
When we were little, not in college.
Yeah, but
I was so mad
she would
at
just
her.
like beat me up. I would like pester her with words, and then she just like beat me up.
Yeah. I mean,
she's like, yeah, and
I didn't know
I'll do
how
it
to
again.
fight back with words. So.
I feel like we would get in some like insane fights at practice though, which is so weird to think about. Like I can't imagine just like wrestling you to the ground in front of people right now. It's like we were older though too.
I don't think I had any like nemesis like on our teams or anything, but do you remember in when the first cheerleading gym we went to, when our coach, I was like dancing, and apparently like the one time I was not paying attention ever because I was such a rule follower, and he made me go stand in the corner and face the wall. And we had a rule that if you left the gym during practice, you were off the team. And I was so mad and like sad and embarrassed that I like started to leave.
I told you, I was like, don't do it. You should leave. Go. Remember?
Yeah.
I told you to go.
And he started sprinting after me, leapt over the tumble track. And so I just started running even faster. And that was the end of that team.
And then they had like a meeting with the coach, and they're like, well, Chelsea rolled her eyes at the coach. And my parents were like, are you sure that wasn't Brittany? Are you sure it wasn't Brittany who rolled her eyes at the coach? And they're like, no, it's Chelsea, because she was always like so nice and good.
Yeah.
How do you feel like it like shows up in your life now though?
It's always like it's kind of shaped my personality to the point where like I always feel like I have to be good at something. Like I want my like one thing that like I'm good at and that I can focus on. I also think that like, I mean, we started gymnastics when we were like 3 and 4. And then by 5th grade, we were doing like 15 hours a week in the gym, 3 hours a day, 5 days a week. And I loved it. And now I feel like I still live in the gym because I manage a gym. But like physically, I feel like I want to train for a longer period of time than most people probably would.
Yeah.
I think I'm just like used to it, and that's what makes me feel good. I also feel like it's always been like the constant in my life because we moved so much that like wherever you go, you know, you still have that gymnastics, cheerleading, whatever. Now CrossFit, it's like everywhere. So I think it's my like way of being connected to people.
You found a way to still be able to do it after, because I think you had a hard time figuring out what you wanted to do.
I did. I had like a 2-year period of like, what do I do? I'm just going to like teach spin class at 24 Hour Fitness. And then when I met my husband, he taught me about CrossFit. And I was like, what is this guy talking about? This is ridiculous. And then I got hooked like instantly. And then, of course, I had to become the best I could at that.
Yeah, and then she like competed at CrossFit competitions and like all this stuff. And now she's the best person at handstands in the world.
I would not say that.
Yeah, I would.
I'm like amateur mom handstander in my courtyard.
I don't know. Chelsea believed in Santa until 6th grade.
5th grade. I did.
She's just like so sweet and naive. And so our parents are divorced. And so every other Christmas we would go to my dad's and then we go back to my mom's. And my mom like blew it up with Santa. She just like would go all out. She would just, our living room was insane on Christmas morning. And we also put out food for the reindeers. And she would leave us behind, like we'd get in the morning, the reindeers would have left us like a piece of their antler that was like a small quarter size piece of wood. And we would be like, they love us. They cut off part of their antler and left it for us. And like, now I'm like, that is so morbid. I don't know how mom thought of that, where she's like, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to make them think the reindeers cut off their antler.
I wonder where she thought of that.
Yeah, because they didn't
Who influenced that one?
I feel like that was all on her own because they didn't have TikTok or YouTube or Facebook or anything. That was her own mind at work. Yeah. That's how she would be if she didn't watch YouTube or TikTok, I feel like. And so then we go to my dad's, and my dad traveled a lot for work. So a lot of our gifts would be from the Sky Mall magazine.
Like walkie-talkies.
From the Sky Mall magazine. And we're pretty sure we saw these in the Sky Mall magazine. And so I knew that Santa was my dad because one time we were playing with something from the Sky Mall magazine and he was like, be careful with that. That was really expensive. And I was like, I thought Santa brought it. And he's like, well, yeah, like, and Chelsea didn't know. And I really wanted to tell her. And my mom said, we couldn't tell you because everyone finds out in their own time. But you were getting really old.
Brittany was very anxious. She was the one that got to tell me.
Well, you were getting old because you were coming to my school the next year, and I was like, she still believes in Santa. This is embarrassing. I can't have my sister show up believing in Santa. I was like, people are getting fingered in hot tubs now. Like,
oh my God,
my sister believing in Santa still. Like, this is not okay. And so one day we were jumping on the trampoline. And you pushed me off. Do you remember this?
Vaguely.
She's won't admit to it. We didn't have nets on trampolines and you pushed me off and I screamed. I wasn't hurt, but mom was like, oh, it was an accident and I don't punish accidents. And I was like, it was not. And so I decided to sneak around the backyard and I found a stick and I'm pretty sure Robert, our stepdad, helped me do this. And I wrote a note to you that said this is Santa, and I was flying over your house, and I saw you push your sister off the trampoline, and this is the last antler you'll ever get from my reindeers, because that was so bad. And you read it, and then I got grounded, and mom was so mad at me, and I was like, yeah. And then I got to tell you Santa wasn't real.
Yeah.
And then I tried to be it was an accident. I didn't know she was going to overreact to the letter that I wrote. And she's like, no, Brittany, you're grounded. So, but yeah, you did believe in Santa for a long time.
I did. Yeah. I was very naive. Ignorance is bliss, though.
Yeah, it is. I know.
For sure. I want my kids to have that as long as possible, but then within reason.
I don't know. I feel weird about Santa sometimes. I'm so conflicted about Santa.
Really?
Oh, yeah. I feel like I'm just straight up lying to her. And
well, now Deacon asks for these things, and I'm like, there's no way I can get that. He's Santa can get it. Damn it.
Penelope's getting from Santa a cat that is her dad is not allergic to, but it has hair. It's not a naked cat. And Santa's bringing it. And Santa's also going to change the litter box. That's what she said. Yeah. First I said, who's going to change the litter box for your cat? And she goes, my husband will. And I was like, what? And she's like, well, when I grow up, my husband will change the litter box. So,
amazing.
Yeah.
She's got it down.
Yeah, she does. She's got it down. Also, I was just remembering that when I got kicked off that cheerleading team, this is how competitive Chelsea is. I got kicked off that cheerleading team in high school, and we weren't cheering for our high school team anymore. And Chelsea decided to join the high school gymnastics team, and we hadn't done gymnastics for at least 10 years.
Like 5 years, maybe 4. Because I was like a sophomore in high school. And we started cheerleading. I started
Anyways,
cheerleading.
so it
in
was a
6th
long
grade.
time.
Long time.
And she just all of a sudden became the high school gymnastics star. She was like the best
I
one
will
at
say
gymnastics.
they weren't very good.
Yeah, but you were really
Oh.
good. Okay, where can people follow you?
You can follow me on Instagram at Chels_MCK.
All right, thanks for coming, Chelsea.
For having me.
And wearing your bow.
Do you want to wear it?
Sure.
Okay. You can wear
I'll
the
try it
jacket
on.
too.
That's going to bring back some traumatic memories. I don't know if I want to put the jacket on.